Perfect. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pontus Lagberg, and I'm the CEO of White Swan, and we're a digital broker for permanent life insurance. And so, sorry, the problem that we're addressing is the fact that despite the fact that Americans are spending $180 billion a year on premiums for permanent life insurance policies, there's not yet a viable place to buy these policies online. And so what we are building at White Swan is a digital marketplace for permanent life insurance products, where we partner with America's top insurers to bring consumers with a way more convenient and easy way of buying and using permanent life insurance policies as an asset class. And so a lot of people that we've been talking with this about, especially insurance agents, I'll tell you, will tell us that permanent life insurance policies are way too complicated to be sold online. But this has once upon a time also been said about other financial services categories such as stocks, banking, and home insurance, all three of which are categories where we now have billion-dollar tech companies providing a digital experience to customers who actually want it. And we want to be this type of company for permanent life insurance. And so then the next question that people ask is, why would I even want to get a permanent life insurance policy? What's the benefit of a permanent life insurance policy? And what makes permanent life insurance very, very interesting is that it really lives in the intersection between an insurance policy and an investment policy, or an investment. So with the cash value, what you get is very high risk-adjusted return, along with great tax advantages, which makes it a great alternative retirement vehicle, buffer asset, or general tax planning tool for most people. And so how does our platform work to simplify the experience of interacting with these policies? Well, it starts off with a recommendation engine that in a very educational way asks a few questions about a certain user's preferences. And then it uses those answers to spit out a recommendation, where what we try to do, focus a lot on doing, is break down these traditional 40-page insurance illustration documents into easy to understand visualizations and short metrics such as these ones, to just help customers really understand the benefits of the policies and not just the intricate terms involved. And so after that point, we do have functionality that helps our customers design an optimal policy for their goals, as well as go through an application journey and an underwriting journey that is as quick and smooth as possible, supporting multiple carriers within our platform. And so today we have just recently started writing our first policies. We have about $30,000 in total revenue, an MVP that's live in the market that's gone through several iterations, but keeps on being improved day over day. And over the coming 3 months, we intend to fully leverage RevTech Labs, both operational support as well as capital, to iterate on that traction, get more revenue in through the door, tweak our marketing model, our UX, and do that essentially to raise a seed round. And once we do have that seed funding in place, we want to use that seed funding firstly to integrate more high quality enterprise level data into our platform, which will make us more scalable and will allow our customers to get a more smooth experience, but secondarily to keep on scaling. And so we want to, after that, we want to keep on scaling to take a market leading position in this market through added offerings like variable life insurance, credit solutions, and partner integrations. And so the way that we've been marketing our solution so far has been largely based on content. I've written a best-selling book within finance. We have done Google ads, email advertising, LinkedIn advertising, that type of stuff. And so our business model is to make money on commissions from insurers. And since these commissions are quite healthy, we do not necessarily need to reach a huge volume of customers to be a viable business. And so when it comes to the team, I've previously co-founded a company. Todd Hawk, our CRO, has previously co-founded a company as well that he sold on Wall Street. Thomas Serbies has more than 40 years of experience in the industry. He has personally sold more than $800 million worth of life insurance, trained and led agents, all of this. Andrew Fatman has heavy experience within digital marketing and analytics. And then we have a fifth team member with more than 15 years of experience in the industry. And so for this round, we're raising $1.4 million, which we will use mainly for product improvements and marketing. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to my pitch.
Perfect. We will hand it over, and Mark, it is back to you to kick it off.
Yeah, I would, again, common theme today, you're going to have to get to the point faster. So I would move up the concept of, we've built a recommendation engine, and I don't know what you want to call it, kind of advisory policy matrix or something. Like, say it closer up front, because the first several minutes I was, again, like, okay, I get it. I totally understand this part of the insurance industry. It is it's the last one that is still hand-to-hand combat for obvious reasons. The fee structure and the commission structure is insane, I think, for what's being provided. Yeah, so I'd say 2 points is get tighter on, this is what we're building, or this is what we built. And you've built a recommendation engine to really try to disintermediate a very inefficient and expensive commission and sales structure in the last standing unautomated part of life insurance. At least those are my words. You can wordsmith however you want. The fact that you wrote a book, I think, this is pointed towards you and maybe any other pitcher or entrepreneur today or ever, is like, if there's a personal experience that hooks you into the why here, like, you need to hit that up front. Like, I wrote a book, I've focused my entire life on these concepts and these problems. That would put your credibility score way above, right? So I'm not sure in the first 3 minutes whether or not you're just crazy enough to go after this space, or you actually have an embedded edge. And so if you have an edge and there's something that got you to this point that differentiates you as the founder, you hit that up front. Don't wait to the back. Yeah, I'll stop there. I mean, I could keep going, but yeah, those are the couple of high level ones. I think it's really disruptive, and I like that you're going after something, but at the same time, that's very scary, right? That's an incredibly ambitious approach. So you just got to get those tight points up front, get your credibility high, and then just very tight delivery of why you think you guys can build something that has a shot to disrupt. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think that's been missing in all of them, which is one of the core things I'm always underwriting in the first minute is why you, right? What's not even just why are you uniquely skilled, but why are you spending 100 hours a week on this? What is your passion? How are you sort of drawn to this? I think one, yes, I think there are too many slides to explain the product. I think you could probably have 3 iPhones or whatever on the screen and walk me through the flow, and I could probably get it pretty quickly. For me, I think the biggest question I have is what really is the problem here? And the reason I ask that is, as I think about the customer who buys whole life insurance, I got to believe that the vast majority of them have a wealth advisor, right? They're probably at a particular tax bracket at this point where they have someone who's helping them with a broader plan. So is the thesis here that, hey, whole life is good for a lot more people than who are getting exposed to it? Because I would love to pull on that string if that's your underlying thesis. This industry is completely messed up from an incentives perspective. And by bringing it direct to consumer, we can change the cost structure and make life insurance, whole life, a much more affordable option in the same way that term has been. Because those are two incredibly different rationales for building what you're building. And in the end, to say, it hasn't been digitized and everything else has, Like you can maybe like, okay, well, that's interesting. I wonder why. But in the end, the reason I'm going to take a second meeting is because I'm going to align to your thinking. I'm either going to say, you're right. Why don't more people have whole life insurance? That's a good option, right? Or I might say, yeah, you're right. This is way too expensive of a structure to be sold in. If you shrunk the cost, people would choose this over term. But without the embedded, this is the customer pain point that we're truly solving. And it's got to be more than just, I can't buy it online. It makes it harder for me to like latch on to it. And then usually that rationale is probably going to be tied to this is why I'm spending my life doing it. My book is all about empowering people. My book is all about the sort of middle class person that wants access to, like there's some reason why you believe that. Tie all that together, help me understand the story, and that'll help me like want to understand better.
Yeah, just to pile on that point, if I'm thinking that you're thinking you can change behavior in a drastic and aggressive way, like I'm going to make people save in a disciplined way by buying whole life insurance, that's a big turnoff, right? Like it's so hard to change embedded behaviors in the consumer market. So Chris is spot on. Like if we think you're like gonna just magically come up with the perfect solution to automate whole life insurance policy recommendations, like that's a tough one. That's a tough ask. It's from a seed round point of view.
But I might believe that there's 1 million people who have term life that should have whole,
sure, and
they just don't have access to the distribution, or they're making a trade-off from a cost,
yeah,
or something like that. And I think that would be a good way to like.
Yeah, what Chris is hitting on, like sometimes people will call it your theory of change. Like I need to change the industry. Here's my belief. Here's the theory. Here's my hypothesis on why this needs to change. I think that's what we're grinding on. You didn't nail that part of the dive. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Great. Absolutely. Have a good one.
Great job. Thank you.